a French nuclear-propelled attack submarine and warship patrolled in the South China Sea, to underscore freedom of navigation in international waterways. Earlier in the day, the U.S. Navy had said two U.S. carrier groups conducted joint exercises in the South China Sea, days after a U.S. warship sailed near Chinese-controlled islands, in the disputed waters. The latest French passage is a sign that U.S. allies are increasingly asserting freedom of navigation in international waterways near China. China has been infuriated by repeated U.S. sailings near the islands it occupies and controls in the South China Sea, saying it has irrefutable sovereignty, and accusing the United States of deliberately stoking tension. The French Emeraude submarine was supported by a warship as part of an 8-month mission that also includes passages in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. The limited withdrawal of frontline troops by the Indian and Chinese armies from one of the key frictions points on the contested line of actual control in eastern Ladakh has turned the spotlight on how the broader disengagement plan will unfold in other flashpoints where rival soldiers are deployed, eyeball to eyeball, and where previous attempts to reduce military tensions have failed. The mutual pulling back of tanks and infantry combat vehicles from heights on the southern bank of Pangong Tso, a fortnight after military commanders of the two armies agreed on January 24 to push for early disengagement, has raised hopes of a solution to the 10-month military standoff. This is the first significant movement in negotiations to ease tensions in at least 8 months. Disengagement in Galwan Valley took place in early July 2020, but it did not progress in other areas. According to officials and experts monitoring the border, India will keep a wary eye on the developments taking place in the area as the process unfolds. The Indian Navy is carrying out a mega war game involving almost all operational assets like warships, submarines and aircraft over a vast geographical expanse in the Indian Ocean region, to test the force's combat readiness in a complex multi-dimensional scenario. Indian Navy's largest war game, the biennial Tropex 21, which commenced in early January, is currently underway, with participation of all operational units of Indian Navy including ships, submarines, aircraft as well as units of the Indian Army, Indian Air Force and Coast Guard. It's said the exercise will culminate by the third week of February. The exercise is taking place at a time China has been making increasing forays into the Indian Ocean region as part of its offensive military maneuver. The exercise is being conducted over a vast geographical expanse in the Indian Ocean region, including its adjacent waters, and is aimed at testing combat readiness of the Navy in a complex multi-dimensional scenario set in the context of the current geostrategic environment. The Indian Army has leased 4 Heron Unmanned Aerial Vehicles (UAV) from Israel as part of its emergency procurement program. The Heron, with the Indian Army for some years, can be particularly effective in intelligence gathering as it is a long-endurance UAV and can be in the air for about 50 hours at a time. The lease comes with the Defense Ministry changing the rules and allowing for the leasing of certain weapon systems. Similarly, the Navy has leased Predator drones from the United States. The Herons apart, the Army has used its emergency powers to ensure that it has enough ammunition and spares for a 2-week war, even if it is on 2 fronts, high-level sources said. The emergency powers, given by the government in the wake of the situation in Ladakh, has allowed the army to get necessary spares and ammunition and also strengthen its anti-tank weaponry and buy much needed anti-aircraft systems.